Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. And each stock within the Zacks Rank Buy universe is chosen based on how well it matches criteria comprising the four main investing styles. Once again, those are aggressive growth, growth in income, momentum, and value. Today, as luck would have it, we talk about some momentum stocks with Mike Vodicka. Mike is our momentum stock analyst at Zacks.com. He's put together some writing on three different stocks that he has recently written about, and we begin with Whiting Petroleum Corporation, WLL, the ticker symbol. Correct?
WLL, yes, Whiting Petroleum. This is, again, we've been talking about this a little bit lately, and I want to keep going back to it because I want to emphasize the strength in the energy sector. In spite of the fact that we have seen oil prices dip lower, these companies are still recording really, really strong profits. Mm-hmm. And really, at the end of the day, the strongest force driving share prices higher is actual earnings. And we saw that show up in Whiting's most recently reported quarter on July 31st. The revenue was up 84% from last year, and their net income was up over 200% from last year. So those are really big gains. And also, it's not just a one-time thing. The analyst community continues to be bullish on this company. The next year estimate is pegged at $8.25 per share, and that's 13% earnings growth projection.
Although it is important to keep in mind that oil turning down is kind of a lagging indicator when it shows up in the sales figures of these different companies. It may not show up for some time to come. That's
true. That's a good point. Absolutely. But as long as oil prices stay at $100, $110, $90, these companies will be recording excellent earnings.
Okay. And then on the 4th of September, you wrote about Skilled Healthcare Group, SKH, the ticker symbol. They've been posting some solid gains this year as well.
They have. This comes from the healthcare segment of the market, and this is another segment that I've been focusing on recently because I'm trying to find industries that don't have the elasticity in demand. And obviously, healthcare services, whether oil is expensive, commodities are expensive, we're going to need healthcare services.
Right.
And again, that showed up in this company's most recently reported quarter. Their revenue was up 19%, and they swung into profitability. The same quarter last year, they lost $4 million, and this quarter they posted a gain of $8.9 million. So that's a very nice number.
And those costs, they tell me, aren't going down either.
Absolutely not.
Anytime soon.
That's right. That trend is very strong.
Yeah, so see, I have to rely on what they tell me because when you're as healthy as me, it's not something that you believe that. And then I've got some other property to sell you. And then on the 3rd of September, you wrote about ticker symbol ARO. I'm going to let you pronounce that because I don't know how.
This is a store that I'm actually familiar with, and some of our listeners may be familiar with. It's called ARO. And basically, they're a mid-level retailer. And this is an industry, a segment of the market that I pay attention to. And the recent economic environment where a lot of consumers are strapped for cash, credit environment is very tight. It's been placing a lot of pressure on these kinds of companies. But ARO has been able to grow their earnings in that environment, so that makes them unique within the retail sector.
What niche of retail do they service?
They service, they go for the younger consumer, teenagers 15, 18, and it's a mid-level demographic. It's not high-end, it's not low-end, it's kind of right in the middle somewhere.
I mean, clothing or just general
It's primarily clothing, but then they also have accessories as well.
Okay.
But like getting back to kind of the numbers here is that it's a tough environment for them, and they're posting strong growth in revenue and income. So they've been able to distinguish themselves in that capacity.
Shows you how up I am in the clothing department as well. Mike, do you or does anyone in your household own any of these stocks that we talked about?
No, we do not.
Alrighty. Earnings estimate revisions are the most powerful force impacting stock prices. The Zacks Rank takes advantage of changes in those estimates to help investors become more profitable. And each day on Zacks.com, Zacks Rank buy stocks for the various investment strategies are spotlighted. You can read more about these, which Mike and I have been talking about here, by linking to the text version of different pieces for these different stocks off of our homepage, Zacks.com. And you can learn more about the Zacks Rank Buy concept as well at www.zacks.com/rank. With Mike, I'm Terry Ruffalo.